You know, folks, the problem with the living document theory that's applied to the Constitution is that it's really fundamentally nefarious. Why? Because it's just a way for government to escape standards. You see, the living document advocates, they all insist that our founding document is too arcane to be taken literally and therefore must be interpreted in a more adaptive way, hence the living document theory. However, by this measure, government then has the perfect formula for getting out from underneath otherwise absolute constitutional restraints against government overreach by claiming those restraints are simply outdated. I'm sorry, but that essentially permits politicians to characterize our demand for their constitutional compliance as somehow being tantamount to an inappropriate expectation. Folks, only someone with an IQ of salad dressing buys their movable standard arguments. Would you not agree? I mean, think about it. The most dangerous component of the living document theory is its advocacy for courts to have the freedom to amend the Constitution in the name of interpreting it simply because we should not be constrained by an old document's wording. Folks, by that moronic measure, our individual rights become less guaranteed simply because of the age of their text. I've always thought that our individual protections under the Bill of Rights should be timeless, not time limited. Why do those on the left want to have our individual rights time limited? I don't get that. You see, the Constitution was not rendered in Chaucerian English from the 1300s, okay? It doesn't require any linguistic deconstruction from an ancient tongue, all right? We're talking about literature that was written 50 years after Henry Fielding had further popularized the novel with such works as The History of Tom Jones. It was written only 54 years before Charles Dickens had penned A Christmas Carol. And guess what? You'll find the writings of both Fielding and Dickens in literature programs throughout the world, and you'll be delighted to learn that neither requires any remedial translation classes.